Most traders think profitability is something you reach. Like a destination. A level. A moment where everything finally clicks. Marcus Vail believed that too. He thought profitability would arrive one day after enough screen time, enough losses, enough refinement. That one morning he'd wake up and suddenly be a profitable trader. But that's not how it happened. Profitability didn't arrive. It emerged. And it emerged slowly, quietly, and in ways Marcus didn't recognize at first. In the early years, Marcus chased profit directly. Every decision was filtered through the same question. How much can I make today? That question shaped everything. His size. His patience. His exits. His stress. He didn't notice it then, but asking that question daily trained his brain to prioritize outcome over process. And outcome-focused traders behave very differently under pressure. When profit is the goal, trades feel personal. Losses feel offensive. Flat days feel wasted. Marcus wasn't reckless. He was intentional. But his intentions were aimed in the wrong direction. He measured success by green days, failure by red ones, and consistency by short streaks. That framework made profitability feel unstable. Because the market doesn't reward intention. It rewards behavior. There was a year where Marcus almost quit. Not because he was blowing accounts, but because nothing felt solid. Some months were good. Others gave it back. He hovered in the same range for what felt like forever. That's when a realization hit him. He wasn't unprofitable. He was unfinished. Marcus began studying his own behavior instead of his P&L. He stopped asking how much he made. He started asking why he traded when he did. Patterns emerged immediately. Most of his worst days didn't come from bad setups. They came from good setups taken at the wrong time. Or the right setup taken with the wrong mindset. Profitability, he realized, wasn't about finding better trades. It was about eliminating bad decisions. That shift changes everything. Because bad decisions don't announce themselves. They feel reasonable. They feel justified. They feel familiar. Marcus noticed that his losing days often started before the market even opened. Poor sleep. Distraction. Pressure to make today count. Those conditions didn't guarantee losses. But they increased the odds of bending rules. And bent rules are where profitability dies. The first real step toward profitability wasn't a new strategy. It was constraint. Marcus reduced his trading universe. Fewer markets. Fewer sessions. Fewer setups. At first, this felt like regression. Less opportunity. Less excitement. Less action. But something unexpected happened. His decision quality improved. His stress dropped. His results stabilized. Not dramatically, but noticeably. That's when Marcus understood something critical. Profitability isn't built by adding. It's built by removing. Removing impulsive trades. Removing marginal setups. Removing emotional participation. Every trader wants more opportunity. Profitable traders want fewer mistakes. Marcus also changed how he sized positions. Not mathematically. Psychologically. He sized trades so losses felt boring. Not painful. Not embarrassing. Not threatening. When a loss doesn't hijack your nervous system, your next decision improves. And profitability is a chain reaction of improved decisions. Another uncomfortable truth surfaced. Marcus realized he wasn't losing money because he didn't know enough. He was losing money because he didn't respect conditions. He traded slow markets aggressively. Fast markets emotionally. Choppy markets stubbornly. Once he learned to sit out environments that didn't fit him, his equity curve smoothed. That's a key point most traders miss. Profitability doesn't mean you trade more. It means you trade less but better. Marcus stopped trying to force daily income. He accepted uneven distribution. Some days mattered. Most didn't. That acceptance removed pressure. Pressure had been sabotaging him quietly for years. The final shift in this phase was subtle but decisive. Marcus stopped trying to be profitable. He focused on becoming consistent first. Consistency in execution. Consistency in risk. Consistency in behavior. Profitability followed like a shadow. Not immediately, but reliably. By the time Marcus realized he was profitable, he had already been behaving like one for months. That's the part no one explains. You don't become profitable and then change. You change, and then profitability reveals itself. If this hit home, comment, process, below. It tells me exactly where you are in your journey. The winds started coming. And instead of relief, he felt fear. This is where most traders quietly fail. Not at the beginning. Not during losses. But right after things start working. Marcus noticed his behavior shift the moment he had a good week. Not dramatically. Subtly. He checked his account more often. He imagined what consistency would mean for his life. He started doing the math. That math was poison. Because the moment future profit becomes real, pressure returns. And pressure changes behavior. Marcus sized up slightly. Not recklessly. Just enough to feel it. He told himself it was logical. After all, he was finally getting it. But markets don't care about confidence. They respond to execution. The next loss felt heavier than usual. Not because of the money. Because of what it represented. Fear of losing progress. Fear of going backward. Fear that profitability was temporary. That fear created urgency. Urgency created mistakes. Marcus recognized the pattern just in time. Because he'd been here before. He realized something critical. Profitability is fragile at first. Not because the edge is weak. But because identity hasn't caught up yet. Inside, Marcus still felt like an unprofitable trader pretending to be profitable. And that internal mismatch creates sabotage. So he did something that felt counterintuitive. He reduced size again. Even while winning. That decision protected the most important thing he had built. Trust in himself. Marcus learned that profitability isn't proven by how much you make. It's proven by how boring your decisions become. Boring entries. Boring exits. Boring risk. Excitement is a warning sign. Not a goal. Another realization followed. Marcus stopped thinking in months. He thought in samples. 20 trades. 30 trades. 50 trades. Single outcomes stopped mattering. Only behavior across a series counted. That mindset removed emotional spikes. Wins didn't inflate. Losses didn't deflate. They blended into data. And data doesn't argue with you. It teaches you. Marcus also stopped talking about trading to people who didn't trade. Not out of arrogance. Out of protection. External opinions reintroduce pressure. Pressure distorts judgment. He kept his process quiet. Contained. Private. That privacy stabilized him. One of the most important shifts happened during a losing streak. Not a big one. Just enough to test discipline. Marcus felt the familiar urge to make it back. But instead of acting, he paused. He reviewed execution. Not outcomes. Everything was clean. Rules followed. Risk respected. So he did nothing. And that was the win. Because profitability isn't destroyed by losses. It's destroyed by reaction. The market eventually turned. And Marcus was still intact when it did. That's when he understood something most traders never accept. Profitability isn't about avoiding drawdowns. It's about surviving them unchanged. Your system doesn't fail first. Your discipline does. Marcus stopped asking if he was profitable. He asked if he was repeatable. Could he do this again next month? Next quarter? Next year? That question filters fantasy out of trading. Slowly, the identity gap closed. He no longer felt like someone trying to be profitable. He felt like someone executing a role. No rush. No desperation. No proving. Just repetition. In the next section, Marcus faces the final test of profitability. The moment where most traders give it all back. Not from greed, but from comfort. And why staying profitable requires a different mindset than becoming profitable. The hardest part came after things felt stable. Not exciting. Not stressful. Just comfortable. That's where most traders give it back. When you're struggling, you're careful. When you're uncertain, you respect risk. But when consistency settles in, vigilance fades. I noticed it happening quietly. I wasn't breaking rules. I wasn't oversizing. I wasn't forcing trades. I was assuming. Assuming I'd see the setup. Assuming I'd react in time. Assuming discipline was permanent. That assumption is dangerous. Profitability isn't something you earn once. It's something you have to re-earn every session. I learned that comfort dulls awareness. And dull awareness creates small lapses. Small lapses compound. Not into disaster. Into leakage. Late entries. Early exits. Skipping reviews. Rationalizing. Good enough. Nothing dramatic. Just erosion. The moment I caught it, I adjusted. Not by adding rules. By tightening standards. I treated every trade as if I could lose my edge tomorrow. Because you can. Markets change. Conditions shift. And complacency is always punished eventually. I stopped thinking, this works. I started thinking, this works if I respect it. That distinction matters. Another shift followed. I separated my life from my trading results completely. Green days didn't improve my mood. Red days didn't ruin it. That emotional neutrality wasn't natural. It was trained. And it changed everything. Because when trading stops defining how you feel, decisions become cleaner. You're no longer trading to feel successful. You're trading to execute correctly. I also stopped measuring success daily. Daily thinking is toxic. It magnifies randomness. I measured success weekly. Then monthly. Then by behavior alone. Did I wait? Did I pass when conditions weren't right? Did I stop when I felt off? If those answers were yes, the day was a success. Even if the P&L said otherwise. That mindset keeps you in the game. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Profitability doesn't feel exciting. It feels quiet. Repetitive. Sometimes boring. If trading feels thrilling, something is wrong. Thrill means risk is unmanaged. Emotion is involved. Expectations are creeping in. The best trades I take now don't feel special. They feel obvious after waiting. And the trades I skip don't bother me. That's how I know I'm aligned. I don't need to trade every day. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to rush. The market will be here tomorrow. My job is to be ready when conditions match me. That's the real definition of profitability. Not money. Not streaks. Not confidence. Repeatability without emotional cost. If you're forcing trades to feel productive, you're not ready yet. If you're patient without frustration, you're closer than you think. The shift happens quietly. And once it happens, you protect it at all costs. Because becoming profitable is hard. Staying profitable is harder. And comfort is the real enemy.